Hi friends, how are you? As I want to give some information about COVID-19 and take all precaution. And be careful. Today we are going to recite a story about Lost Spring. And the story is written by Unees Young. In the story there are three characters named as Asab, Savita, Mukesh. Asab, a ragpicker who scrounged gold in the garbage dump, says he belongs to refugee family from Bangladesh. As the author advised to go to school, but Saab tells him that there is no school in his neighborhood, and narrator feels embarrassed at having made a promise that she cannot keep. As Saab full name is Saab Alam, which means Lords of the Universe, but he is a ragpicker and all ragpickers are barefoot and led a poor and miserable life. And author observes that being barefoot has been a tradition in the poverty-stricken India. An author expresses wonder at his excuse. As the author remembers a priest's barefoot son from a town named Udupi 30 years ago. And he longed a pair of shoes 30 years later, as the author observes conspicuous change. And that a present-day priest's son is dressed in grey uniform and wears socks and shoes. But many still, like others ragpickers, remain shoeless. As most refugees migrated from Bangladesh in 1917. And migrated at Simapuri, a place on the periphery of Delhi. Their dwelling a structure of mud with roofs of tin and tarpaulin, devoid of sewage, drainage or running water, as they lived here without an identity but with ration cards that enable them to buy grain, ragpicking for their survival, and garbage to them as gold, and earn their daily bread and shelter by picking rags. A chance of rupee or coin in garbage sustains their hope, and they keep scrounging in the hope of finding more. As the Saab yearns to play tennis, to wear shoes, but the game is out of his reach. As the Saab get employed and get a job in a tea stall, earns rupees 800 per month. And meets the author while fetching milk in a steel canister for his employer, and his faces loses the carefree look. As the canister appears heavier than the plastic bags. Appears burdened and unhappy, no longer a master of his own self, an employee with no freedom. A Mukesh, which was a child laborer in a glass factory in Firozabad and wishes to become a motor mechanic and desire to learn to drive a car. Mukesh and his family engaged in making bangles, and his family unaware that child labor is illegal. As there is high temperature, in which children work in a dingy cell without air and light and poorly ventilated. As the children often lose the brightness of their eyes. As the stinking lanes choked with garbage and houses with crumbling walls, wobbly doors, and without windows. As both humans and animals live together in these houses. Mukesh house, a half-built shack thatched with dead grass, firewood stove, aluminium utensils. Mukesh, his father, his grandmother, his elder brother and wife of his elder brother live in the house. A frail young woman cooking evening meal for the whole family, her eyes filled with smoke. A poor bangle maker, Mukesh father, could not give education to his two sons. As he only taught them the art of bangle making. As her grandmother believes in theory of karma or destiny, and her husband has become blind with the dust of glass bangles. As his blindness is the result of his karma or destiny. As the poverty-stricken, join profession of bangle making, in their eyes more adjusted to the dark than to the light outside. And they often lose their eyesight before they become adults. A Savita, a young girl, sits along with an elderly woman and solders a piece of a glass and makes a bangles, but unaware of the sanctity of bangles, and also unaware that bangles symbolize Indian woman Suhag, husband's long life. As there is nothing changed in Firozabad, no progress, no development. Mind numbing toil has killed bangle makers' initiative, lost the ability of dream. As they suffer because born in a poor family and burdened by the stigma of caste. Suffer because exploited by middlemen, the policemen, the bureaucrats and the politicians. In this the story ends, The Lost Spring. Thank you my dear friends, and have a nice day.